welcome to Carnegie Screenwriters FadeIn. I'm Carrie Collins, your host. And today I have with me Nick Lamantia and Brandon Keenan, and we're going to talk about their feature film, Body Farm. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for being here. All right, I got to ask, Body Farm. I mean, it sounds a little grisly. Is it grisly?
That's an understatement.
All right, okay.
Yeah, we definitely have moments of the gore in the horror film genre, but there's also a lot of psych thriller to it.
Okay.
But it's not like your classic psych thriller or rather horror film where you have a serial killer running people down.
Yeah.
It's not like that.
No serial killers.
No,
wait,
no serial killers.
Did I just ruin it for everyone?
No.
Spoiler alert, no
not
serial
at all,
killers.
Not at all.
All right.
No.
Okay.
No, it's based off of what's a real body farm. In the United States, there's several of them, and one is in Tennessee, where they actually have a real body farm medical facility where they study human decomposition, where when you pass away and you die, they bring a body in and they put it in real life settings and they study it and break it down.
Oh, that's gross.
And it's everything from blood types to organs to.
Ooh.
It's very gross.
Oh, yeah.
And when I was writing the script, when I researched some of the stuff on the body farm and saw photos, it is extremely stomach
Everything
turning.
you can imagine leaving a body out.
Yeah,
It's outside.
And it's outside,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it covers acres upon acres of land.
And animals this is
They
getting
do
really gross.
everything.
Yeah.
Everything from animals to real people. I mean, and people that were living in that real vessel of a body.
How does one get on a body farm? Like if you live a really bad life, you end up there, or do you say, you know what, when I die, don't bury me,
believe
leave
that
me
it's
out
the
somewhere.
donation to science. I think
Really?
that you can donate it. Yeah, you can
Wow.
directly donate it to
right.
science, and I believe that that's.
All right, note to my children, I don't want that. Okay, thanks. All right, I'm sorry, back to you.
No, that's okay. So what I did is I had someone speak to me about writing a film around that, and I went and researched it and did some reading on it, and I was completely taken back by what went actually into it, and I was decided hey, well, I'll write a script and see what happens, and
Because I did not know that existed. So you did neither before
I didn't
someone
either.
came to you and said, hey, there's this thing.
That's correct.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Who are you hanging out with there?
well, I was doing a video deposition downtown, and it was I think it was a secretary of one of the companies, and she had told me about it, and I was like, wow, that's pretty wild, and she knew that I was a screenwriter, and I was just writing scripts for fun, and I decided, I sort of put together a little outline of everything and said, I'll just write the script and see what happens.
And did you go and visit the body farm?
No.
Okay.
No.
Good.
No.
Yeah.
I can sit here and say that's one thing that we wish we had done.
Really?
In the writing
It was Nick's idea, right?
When we started shooting it, he had sort of pitched the idea, didn't you?
Yeah, I was like, so it's only in Tennessee. But then it was one of those things where when we had the original script, it was 125 pages.
Oh, wow.
And so we were like, that's a heavy script.
It is.
For an indie film.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, let's head to the body farm and see what we can learn so we can pare this down to make it a shootable actual entity for our film.
Sure.
And one of the craziest things is when Brandon and I were looking at it, he was like, hey, let's cut this down. And so I took the script and I took it from 125 to 75.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So we dropped it 50 pages.
Wow.
And cut all the fat. And at that point, we were like, wait, I guess now we don't.
Now we have nothing.
Now that we don't have nothing, we have a gloriously tight story.
Is that what it ended up at, 75?
75 pages was our locked shooting script.
That really is tight. And what's the finished film length?
An hour and 20.
minutes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's pretty good.
We're in that area.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of moments of where we show other clips again and things like that throughout the film.
Okay.
So that helps, with things. There's security cameras. It's one of the things that are really.
There are also some moments too that we used where we could really take the progression and take what was on the page and tell the story through a greater image. And there's one instance, and we have a clip for you on it where it was just a diner scene.
Okay.
Where our characters and a third character are talking just about what's happening with this body farm. And as a director, I really wanted to intro. I wanted something, and I wanted to go my own small town version of the Martin Scorsese through the restaurant Steadicam. And so we actually have a clip for you of that, and it's a Steadicam shot of following a waiter as he goes through the restaurant, and then it ends on our principal actors.
To give you a little backstory too, before you play that clip, this clip actually is showcasing a group of filmmakers that go to this body farm to do a documentary on it.
Okay, I guess we should back up, and can you give us a brief synopsis?
Yeah, I can give you a quick synopsis. A group of filmmakers get some footage back from one of their other filmmakers that went to see it and just send back some shots. They decide, seeing that footage, they decide that they're going to go and do a full documentary that weekend.
Okay.
So, or during the beginning of that week. So they go, obviously they see everything that they've seen at the body farm, and they go to lunch after, or dinner. I think it's, technically we didn't put a, yeah, they go eat. Yeah, they go eat. You know, time frame wise, we didn't really have a select time, but, and the clip that you're about to see is just sort of that, you know, that shot that Nick, and that's all on Nick. He put that shot together, and you know, it's one of the coolest shots that we have. I mean, as filmmakers, there's so much learning that goes on, but that was one that I feel like is probably one of my favorites.
Fun to do, you mean?
It was really fun to go through 4 scenes. I mean, you're going through 4 rooms.
Wow.
Until you finally get to the table where they're eating.
Great. Yeah.
So they'll be able to see that. So.
Well, let's see that right now. Here's a clip of Body Farm.
Water up! Wait, your feet's up! Thank you.
Can I get the buffalo chicken salad with ranch dressing?
Meatloaf over here. Burger.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else I get for you?
What's the scoop on Mark?
Should be here any minute. I text him in the car.
You hear anything from Justine?
No, nothing. Look, dude. Like Mark told Zach, we don't hear anything by tonight. We go to the sheriff's office.
Ashton, it's everything that we saw today, you know, and her being gone, it's really like fucking with my head. I really just want to go home. I want to be done with this. I mean, if that's what they do to your body, I'm sure as shit not doing any mind of science.
Is it her?
Do you remember the one inmate that we saw earlier? He was like sitting in the back of his cell, and it was just, I made eye contact with him, and I don't know. This is all just completely fucking with me, man. And her being gone.
Mark messes up a lot of stuff, but he got this one right. All right, I know you as well as me, and we're both sick and tired of filming weddings, sports highlight videos, court depositions. This is the story, dude. This is the one we tell. All right, you lifted up that tarp, you saw that guy's face. You saw that bitch in the trunk. All right, we cut all that in with interviews from the lab techs, get the doctor.
Okay, the doctor. Why have we not seen him yet? Ashton, doesn't that send up a red flag to you?
Dude, how many times when you actually go to your actual doctor do you see your doctor?
I just really want to be done with this, man.
Sorry, guys. I think the only form of transportation in this town is the security car.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I've just had the squirts all day today. Jesus Christ. I gotta set up some emails here. Some people will check those.
Well, where's Mark?
I assumed he was gonna be here. I knocked on his door and he didn't answer, so he's not in his room.
What about Justine? Have you heard anything from her?
I spoke to her parents, and they said she was going to be here all week, and I'm assuming they talked to her.
Ashton, just back me up on this. Let's order food and go straight to the police.
So Nick, tell us about this shot, why it was important to you and how you set it up.
Sure, when we looked at it, we had about 30 extras or so in this restaurant scene, and it was shot at Rivertown Poorhouse in Monroeville, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Who they graciously worked with us for quite a few locations in the film.
Great.
And we worked through their kitchen, and the one thing that I wanted to set up was the chaos in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And then the minute you step into the restaurant floor, having worked in restaurants,
Yeah.
there's that awkward dead silence. Like the heavy metal's going through, there's people
Yeah.
running everywhere, and then it's just a bunch of people eating dinner or lunch or whatever it may be. And so we had to set this up, and we wanted to go outside.
Okay.
And so we had to work with lighting because we have an exterior daylight shot going
Yeah.
interior.
Yeah.
And it was something that we learned on the spot, and we did some troubleshooting. And we worked with our director of photography and our Steadicam operator, Angelo Ray, to go ahead and we actually did an in-camera transition. And the actual
Cool.
clip that you see is 2 different takes that were meshed together in order to make the lighting match. And
Yeah.
it's hopefully seamless for people.
Yeah.
But for us, it enabled us to take you from the outside where the waiter is smoking a cigarette to all the way to a distracted point, almost as if he is almost as if he's a red herring of sort in the
Okay.
story, and then we just keep going with the Steadicam to our principal actor.
Right past him.
Right past him.
That's great.
And he peels
Yeah.
off.
And you said this was kind of an homage for you, this shot?
In a way, I'm a Scorsese dork, and I think I was raised on Goodfellas and Casino, being Italian, and the go-to vacation movie.
Sure.
Come on, kids, get around the TV.
Wow.
It's Myrtle
Yeah.
Beach and raining. Put on Goodfellas.
You were 4 or 5 at the time?
At least,
yeah, sure.
yeah, somewhere around there. This is a whole
It's
family.
just good family fare,
Yeah,
really, good
popcorn
fellas.
and
Yeah,
soda pop
sure, right,
as our-
and killings. But
Yeah,
yeah.
there's 10 gallons of blood in Body Farm, so that influence had to come from somewhere.
Is there really 10 gallons of fake blood?
There are.
I think it was even more than that, wasn't there?
Wow.
Actually, no, I just did my taxes. I purchased 10 gallons of Caro syrup.
There you go.
That's right.
All right.
We did a lot of our own special effects. We did have a special effects artist, Michael Williams. but
Okay.
We did a lot of Nick literally in my basement. We kept a 5-gallon bucket of blood.
Wow.
That,
Just in case.
Just in case.
And we bring it places. My
yeah.
wife goes, not the blood in the car again.
Oh, no.
There's the one scene that we have in the movie. There was so much blood that even by the time we were done shooting that day, it turned my stomach.
Yeah.
Like the cleanup alone was enough to.
Were you in someone's house doing this? Did you say like, hey, can we shoot in your house? Oh, it was your house. Yeah.
It was his house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
that was hey Brandon, when I did my rewrite, I put all of the not all,
very
but I put a large
specifically.
portion of the violence in one room, and I'm thinking about your basement.
Oh.
And so we
And he's like, "You're not married," so I figured,
My
why
wife
don't
will never allow
my
this.
wife
right?
will never
Yeah.
have this. Why don't we do it? Yours?
However-
And you know the friendship that we have. Of course, I'm like, that would be a lovely idea.
Great
Let's do it.
idea. You don't need a basement. You could just,
No,
police
no.
tape that
Well,
off when you're done.
he's upstairs working, and being that as I work as a teacher, I'm building sets in his basement.
Oh, wow.
And so he's like, "What are you doing? Nothing. Not
Nothing.
drilling in. Not
Yeah.
drilling
Bang,
in."
bang,
yeah.
bang.
Yeah.
Like you're drilling into my stairs right now, Nick. He's like, "Yeah, I know."
Possibly.
Maybe.
Don't come down.
Don't come down till you
Don't
see
come
it.
down.
Yeah.
But we had, I think, by the end of that shoot day, I'm sitting on the floor, directing and in the scene, and I had about a 1/4 inch of blood that
fake
had
blood.
settled.
Oh, ew. Yeah.
And so that Caro syrup was setting.
Oh, my.
And we had, it was probably, I had to be in a meeting the next morning at like 8 in the morning, and I'm on the floor at his house, and he's upstairs dumping the footage in his office. And
With
it was
prosthetics on my head. And
yeah,
a
and
bloody
there's-
face.
He's covered in. He's still in costume and in character, dumping footage, and the crew and I are sitting there with buckets of hot water trying to
get that. Yeah, because
Yeah.
Caro syrup, that's gross. That's sticky.
and it
It's
dries.
messy,
And it was
yeah.
on the walls, on the
Oh,
ceiling.
man.
It was.
Did you get it all cleaned up? It was all.
The police might show up to his house one
Sure,
day.
right.
would
But
always
I
be
mean, when doesn't
concerned.
that happen, right?
Yeah. There is parts of my basement that still has a lot of
Splatter.
Stick to the
The
floor.
splatter.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
the stick to the floor. It's clean.
Okay.
I
floors
actually
clean?
re-leveled
Okay.
the floors completely so that because
Wow.
there was a scene where I actually did some damage to the concrete.
Oh, my goodness.
Again, it's one of those. The shot and stuff though was so cool and it looks so good.
Yeah.
It's worth it. I mean, what's re-leveling a floor? It wasn't too bad.
It was
So-
one of those. Hey, Brandon, do you care if we hit the floor with the break it.
with a full-blown pipe wrench. Is that okay? I'm like, yeah.
Sure, all right. Do you own your home, I hope?
I do. I do.
Good. All
There's
right,
not a
that's
landlord
good.
that's gonna watch
right,
this and be
yeah,
upset.
go, hey, hang on a minute. I'd like to see
I
that
own,
basement.
that was the other
Yeah.
reason for building sets into our basements. He
Yeah.
has one in his basement. I built, I shouldn't say he built 2 into my basement. One is a security office and one is like the room that has a lot
like
of
a
the
maintenance room,
So
yeah.
what, you put up drywall and...
There's a lot of
made it
every-
In
look
his
like-
basement,
yeah.
we refinished. I took knotty pine that was in my grandma's house.
Ooh,
No,
nice.
my grandma's house like 70 years ago. That my dad has been moving to all of my parents' houses, so my mom was very glad to get rid of that.
I bet, yeah.
Yeah, but we took that and we put up paneling so it looked like an old,
Oh, very
like a
cool.
really old,
Yeah,
like middle of nowhere security office.
yeah, love it.
And
Yeah,
we
that's
mounted monitors and we built some, we refabricated some doors to make them look like it would be a door to a prison. So
Okay. Yeah.
we took all different little sorts of set decoration things and mounted lights for a red
great.
light and a green light for the security.
Oh, cool.
And Nick literally built that whole thing, and I mean, I helped. I did help you out with a lot of stuff, but I left the security office as is. And I had somebody recently over my home and walked down there, and she was like, "This is the security office
yeah.
of Body." She's seen the film
She'd
already.
seen it, of
And
course,
she's like,
yeah.
"This is crazy," you know. She's like, "I didn't realize that this room was that small," you know. But I mean, because you can cheat things with camera
You
angles
can,
and
yeah.
lenses, and yeah, it's really neat. I mean, but to get to shoot what we did at specific other locations like that, I
Yeah.
think you risk a lot of things. You
Yeah.
risk people getting hurt.
Yeah,
you
the
risk-
damage, of course, and the mess, all of that
yeah.
right off the top
Yeah,
makes a
so-
lot of people say, I don't think so.
Right.
And one of the biggest things for us too, I think we had one of the physically largest casts in the history of Pittsburgh film.
Which was, how many do you think?
No, not number wise. We were just large humans.
Large people.
Oh yeah.
All right,
yeah.
all right.
I'm 6'4", so.
Wow.
And he picks scenes that are like
I wanted it
7 foot high, and to try to fit
You
all
look
of
sort
us.
of hulking.
Well, I wanted
in
to
the space.
this takes place in a small middle of nowhere town.
Okay.
And all of those buildings are normally small. You're not going
Yes.
to get cathedral ceilings.
That's
I wanted it to
true.
be intimate.
Yeah,
And so putting all of our actors that are over 6 foot
yeah.
in
these
these
spaces.
in these spaces,
That's great.
in the most violent of violent people in the whole movie,
Yeah.
played by Mike Reaping, is the smallest actor in the whole film.
Oh, wow.
So you have all of these intimidating
Yeah.
looking guys. I had hair down to here, the ratty goatee.
Yeah.
And so we all look scary in our own way. And then
Right.
you have Mike, who's 5'6", and Mike,
Yeah.
don't get mad at me.
Sorry.
5 foot, maybe
give or take,
110
give or take.
pounds, and he is the most vile of anybody in the
Oh,
whole
interesting.
thing. And so there's a weird juxtaposition that I wanted there, and I
Yeah.
think the locations helped sell that in
Yeah.
terms of the small town aspect.
So you guys, you wrote it, directed, produced it, built the sets, did the FX, acted in it. What am I missing?
I think you covered almost all of it.
That's,
Emptied our bank accounts for
oh yeah,
Yeah,
financed
that's-
it.
finance.
Yeah.
You can
the
put
money-
it that's
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
technical term.
that sounds
Yeah.
better than emptied our bank accounts, but obviously your wife knows at this point,
She's
right?
well aware, yeah.
Yeah. She's had a lot of
More-
patience.
She
She-
must
she's
be
in it
very,
too, yeah.
very patient.
Yeah.
Thank you. What's
She's
her
in
name?
the. She's,
I think
Kristen.
you
Kristen
should thank
Cirillo.
Kristen actually right now
Thank
here
you.
on
Thank
camera.
you, Kristen Cirillo. for-
well, she we put her in the film as well. She had a theater background in high school too, and nailed her part. But again, those are the things like we only had so much money to go around.
Yeah.
I mean, even the one day that we shot, she did an amazing job, but she was super sick. I mean, and we only have one day of shooting for that
Yeah.
part. We can't just go back.
Yeah.
I mean, I think she literally slept in the car for.
She did. She had a violent sinus infection, and it was 20 degrees outside.
Oh my goodness.
Doesn't
and then
show
her
in the
next,
film.
her
Wow.
next day of filming, she was 3 months pregnant.
Oh.
So,
That's great.
yeah.
So.
So let's talk about a little bit about you talked about the sort of idea behind this, but what made you guys say, okay, this is a feature film, we're going to shoot it here in Pittsburgh. Let's talk about, you're both Pittsburghers, I'm guessing, right?
yes.
So let's talk about making films here in Pittsburgh. Is
Sure.
this something that you felt like, we got to do it here? Is it because we got to do it here because we don't have a lot of money and we can't go out, or is it because the quality of the crew and the people here in town?
I think one of the biggest things, and I've worked in Pittsburgh, in the Pittsburgh independent film scene for 12, 13 years now, is that the quality that I've seen here matches the quality that I've worked with in Philadelphia, the quality that I've worked with in New York, the quality that I've worked with in Los Angeles. and coming back home to here and shooting. We started in 2015 shooting, 13 pages of the original script. That was the 125
Okay,
pages.
yeah.
And the reception that we showed to some close friends and things like that, people liked it.
Okay.
And so we took that, and that's when we decided to take the next 6 to 8 months, once that was edited, and just tightening that script.
Yeah.
And then once we looked at that, we said, okay, who do we have here? How do we make this here
Great, yeah.
with good people here?
Yeah.
And we pulled people from my productions from years past, some of Brandon's productions, and all Pittsburgh people.
Yeah.
We have our gaffer, our director of photography, our sound guy. They were all from Pittsburgh.
That's great.
Our special effects coordinator / production designer, Michael Williams, from Pittsburgh, now lives in Washington State, but he pulled everything. He couldn't be more Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And
It's pretty wild.
In a good way.
in an
It's
amazing way.
Yeah.
And
Impressive.
Yeah.
Like the amount of gadgets and stuff that he had come
He's
up
a
with.
physicist.
Really? Oh, cool.
So he made,
oh, wow.
I mean, he would make things, he'd come to set, and I'm like, how is a peanut butter jar gonna work with, and I wouldn't say
And
anymore.
all of a sudden
all
on camera, it's just
it looks that
Oh.
good, yeah.
Wow,
Oh, that was
that's
bloody.
really fun to watch.
It's
Yeah.
wild,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when we first started shooting this, we were like, let's just do the first 12 to 15 pages and make it like into kind of a short and
Okay.
see how it goes. Because
Yeah.
the first couple minutes of the film really set the tone. And after we were done shooting, I came to Nick and I just said to him, I said, you think we can just do this whole thing? And I'm like, I realized what it cost to do those 2 days of shooting, and I'm like, granted, it wasn't cheap,
Yeah.
but we didn't have a deadline. We just said, we'll just chisel it away a little bits and parts at a time and
see what we can do.
Yeah, and for 3 years, I made Nick have the same haircut, you know, and since
you
he's
and I
acting-
would have had the
That's
same
it.
haircut.
Yeah, really
Yeah.
nice,
Yep.
nice. And you said you were a teacher at the time too, right? Is
Yeah,
that right?
yeah.
Did that go over well at school?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
welcome.
All right.
It's been welcomed. They recognize that. The guy whose look changes a lot.
They appreciate it. Do you teach acting
Film
or
studies,
theater?
film
Okay.
studies, TV
Yeah.
production, and
There you
special
go.
education. So,
So
it's
then that makes sense. It's
Yeah.
not, you weren't teaching math to, kindergartners or
seventh
something,
graders
right?
actually.
Oh, okay. All right.
Math to seventh graders,
God
but no,
bless you. I have a seventh grader.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
it's an interesting math grade.
Yeah.
But no, it's a welcome thing.
That's great.
Because you see it in my classroom as well, and it's just
Yeah.
the look changes, and my principals know my background, so I'm not hiding anything.
It's probably fun for the kids to see a different side of you too, and to know that you have this creative side. That
yeah. There's the disciplinarian side
Yeah.
that they see of me, and then there's the.
and then they know you have this kind of other life.
They do.
Yeah.
It's a mystery to them,
It's
and
a mystery.
I keep it that way.
Still a mystery to
good.
me as his friend.
Well, honestly, I have to say, growing up, I always wanted to be an actor, but there weren't a whole lot of role models that I knew and that I had in filmmaking and acting here in Pittsburgh. So you're influencing those young minds, I think, in another way as well, just
well,
to
thanks.
know that experience exists, you know?
And I will say, the Pittsburgh community of filmmakers, there's so many talented people here.
Yeah.
Nick has worked with more than I have, but I will say that the several filmmakers that I've worked with here that we've had a chance to work with on set and stuff, unbelievably talented.
Yeah.
I learned so much in just, 19 days of shooting?
Wow.
Yeah,
So the whole
19
feature
days.
was a total of 19 days.
Yeah.
Does that include the initial 13 days that you guys
Well,
shot? or
no,
was
that
that-
was 2 days, 13 pages.
Oh, 13
Yeah.
pages,
3
I
days, sorry,
apologize.
I'm sorry,
Okay,
3
yeah.
days.
Okay. But you kept that, you kept the initial thing and worked it in or no?
We ended up keeping 4 minutes.
Yeah,
Okay.
reshot a good bit of the other stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Mainly because of, we had a lot of equipment and things, and
We rewrote the intro.
we had to rewrite a lot of the stuff too to fit, and I think that we had to go back and reshoot certain things too because of one moment things were overcast, yet in another it was sunny out. It's like you have to.
We had to pick a weather, and finally when we
And
picked,
stick with it.
Yeah, once we picked
And
the
this
weather,
is Pittsburgh, so you can, pick one weather and stick with it. It
Yeah.
never changes. Like
Yeah.
the rain today, and it was freezing snow a couple
Exactly.
days ago, 70 on Tuesday.
and
Crazy.
with the snow, we do have another clip for you.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Is this the trailer for it? Because we unfortunately need to wrap it up, so I want everyone to be able to see a real synopsis
Sure.
of the.
Yeah, we have a trailer for you.
Yeah.
There is some. You do see some of the weather in the trailer.
Okay, there you
So
go.
There
All
are
right.
some exteriors in there. But yeah, this is a trailer here for Body Farm,
Okay.
and hope you all enjoy it.
Let's see the trailer for Body Farm.
You think you can keep us here like a couple of prisoners?
Are you nuts? To send her to a place like this?
Follow me.
I could have painted the wall with your skull bits and brains, my friends.
But I pray to Christ she's okay.
Well, that was great. Thank you both so much for being here today. I just really enjoyed talking with you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
It was great. I can't wait to see the film. Will it be in theaters locally? What's the plan for it?
The plan right now is we want to hit the festival circuit.
Great.
We think there's a huge market, or at least hopefully there's a huge market for the horror psychological thriller genre. And that's our angle for now, and then we'll see where that takes us.
All right, well, we have to come back when it's a big success on the festival circuit and come back and
That's
talk
the
to
goal.
us again, all right?
Thank
All right,
you.
best
Thank
of
you so
luck.
much.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us on Fade In. Bye-bye.